to be the two dumbest men on the planet?
You look awful.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the brand new Netflix Blockbuster Red Notice, a film that is written and directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber, and it stars Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. Now this film focuses on primarily the Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne Johnson's characters, Nolan Booth and John Hartley. Now, Nolan Booth is a famous art thief. He steals... basically, there are 3 eggs. There's these famous Cleopatra eggs. 2 of them are with private collectors and 1 of them is still missing. And at the beginning of the film, Ryan Reynolds' character steals 1 of these eggs from a museum, and he is pursued by Dwayne Johnson's character, John Hartley, who works for the FBI. Ultimately, he captures him, puts him behind bars, and then Dwayne Johnson gets framed by the Bishop, played by Gal Gadot, and sent to the same prison as Ryan Reynolds, and they end up having to team up, escape, and then having to track down this final egg so that A, Dwayne Johnson can clear his name, and B, Ryan Reynolds can take up the mantle of the world's greatest art thief once again. Right, what are my thoughts on Red Notice? Well, I have to say, I was really quite looking forward to this film. The cast itself says it all. I mean, who doesn't want to see a film with Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot in it? It's A-list casting, this. And on that front, the film certainly doesn't disappoint. I thought they all did really, really well here. But they all, apart from Gal Gadot, who doesn't... I was about to say they all play to type, basically. Gal Gadot has a little bit of fun with her character. She's able to let her hair down a little bit and showcase some of her more comedic talents. Whereas Ryan Reynolds, again, is playing Ryan Reynolds. Now, as much as we all love Ryan Reynolds, I would love to see Ryan Reynolds do something that stretches him. Because it's getting to the point now where we're just seeing this caricature of Ryan Reynolds in these movies. Yes, he's funny, yes, he's witty, and it works really well for the most part. But it's almost like he's playing Deadpool without the mask in all his films now. And as entertaining as that is, I don't want to seem harsh, but it's getting a bit boring, I suppose. And Dwayne Johnson is his usual charming, charismatic self. But again, it's nothing you haven't seen before from Dwayne Johnson either. So Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds are very much playing to type, and Gal Gadot is probably the only one that's really been stretched a little bit here, stepping a little bit out of their comfort zone. But they all work really, really well together, and the chemistry between the 3 is undeniable. Great fun to watch all of them on screen, and I don't mean it to sound like a criticism when I talk about Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds the way I did, because they do have great chemistry together, all of them. It just kind of, feels a bit samey from these actors now. The film is slick, polished. There's some great action scenes. The story is simple enough in the sense of it's, go and get this egg. It's almost like it's a treasure hunting heist buddy movie. I was about to say buddy cop movie, but they're not cops. But it's that type of thing. It's a treasure hunting heist buddy movie. It kind of describes it in a nutshell here. And there's one thing I did notice here. There's a scene in this film where they're like doing the treasure hunting bit. And I looked at Ryan Reynolds, and I don't know why it's never twigged before, but why on earth did he not cast Ryan Reynolds in the Uncharted film as Nathan Drake? How perfect would he have been as Nathan Drake? Incredible, perfect fit. Why they didn't do that, I don't know, but that's going off topic a bit, I know. But it hit me like a slap in the face. I see a couple of scenes in this film, I'm like, oh my god, how perfect would he have been in the Uncharted film? But yeah, I mean, whereas the action scenes are very polished and very slick, and the whole film is very polished and very slick, it lacked for me that wow factor. That blow your socks off moment. It was all pretty by the numbers, the action scenes. There's nothing that stood out to me like a wow, brilliant, fantastic stuff. There's nothing that really got the blood boiling. There's a nice cameo in it by Ed Sheeran at the end that I thought was quite good. It's quite stylized, the film. You could argue it's overly stylized. It almost felt like if McDonald's did an action film, it would be Red Notice. Do you know what I mean? It lacked that grounded grit that sometimes makes an action film stand out. Always like a John Wick film. That's got grit to it, even though they're polished and the action and the stunt scenes are just they blow you away really. But John Wick kind of stumbles through them films in a sense of just by sheer will alone, he shouldn't survive them movies, the amount of injuries he takes. Whereas in this, it's just kind of water off the duck's back, and they're just kind of Ryan Reynolds is throwing one-liners at everybody, and in real life-threatening situations, and I don't know, it just felt a little bit off, and it just needed that little bit of grounding, grit added to it to I think really make it feel a little bit more special. The director as well, I didn't actually realise it, Rawson Marshall Thurber. I thought I don't recognise that name, but he's actually, he actually did Dodgeball a few years ago, which I've actually just filmed a review for, which I completely forgot about, but he's also worked with Dwayne Johnson a couple of times with Skyscraper and Central Intelligence. So he's a director with some pedigree here. So if you're looking for a fun, slick action film with some great charismatic leads who've got great chemistry together, this is a really, really entertaining film, but for me, it just fell short of being special. So that's why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So let me know in the comments if you've seen this film. I will be back, of course, with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.